Are you a content creator, someone who does blogs or podcasts or creates other things online, and you've wondered, how in the world am I going to bring together all these different tools and resources and content and information to be able to do what I want to do and do it well? How can I navigate the different tech tools, the different apps and the programs and the social media platforms? And why do other people seem to understand it? And now I'm feeling alone. Well, you're not really alone. I think there's a lot of us out there. And for the Christian who is creating online content, we can feel so alone in trying to do good work. And then the enemy comes in, our old beliefs and experiences impact our challenges and the way that we even approach the content because we start feeling defeated, disappointed, alone. It's difficult to continue going and to sustain and much less improve the work that we're doing. So I created this channel, Creator Life Collective, to be a place where I bring to you helpful tips and teachings on different tools. Like we talked about AI in a live event that I did today. That is the first video on the channel. Tomorrow, I am doing a video on specific AI tools for content creation. This also prompted opportunities to talk to other people who are using AI and specific tools and how they're implementing it in their creation of either writing books, creating videos, repurposing content, that kind of thing. And I want to bring other people in. Just like that topic, I want to do that for more topics. I want to bring in different people who have learned how to use some of the tools. They're not experts. They don't have channels online or somewhere where they're sharing the knowledge that they've learned, but they want to share it, especially with other Christians who are also creating content because they know the challenge. You may be somebody who's a step ahead of somebody else when it comes to learning how to use a specific email platform or a social media platform. Different ways of maybe it's creating funnels or courses or webinars and summits, all those different things. You may have some information to share, but you need help in a different topic. Maybe finances and setting up an LLC. Is that something you should even do? And in addition to all this technology stuff, you may wrestle with those thoughts of nobody seems to understand what I'm doing. My family doesn't get it. My friends don't get it. And there's so many sources of information out there, but I don't know where to go. Also, if you've tried things like me, you may have experienced this, which is you look for different online groups, generally Facebook groups, for a Christian community of some kind around what you're trying to do. Now, I used to lead a group called Rise Up Writers. It hasn't been very active, and so I've kind of felt bad for the people that have come into the group because there hasn't been much activity because I put it on hold in 2020 when I went back to grad school. But I've tried other groups that are free groups on there. Recently checked out a Christian one for YouTubers or podcasters, something, one of the content things I was working on. And there were things that were happening in that group that I do not believe are helpful, effective, or conducive for the people who are creating the content, much less the people who are actually in need of good content. I was seeing things like specific ways of trying to just support one another as far as adding numbers or watch time. It doesn't work. That's not what works. But in order to get the additional help, it's difficult to know where to go, especially when the free groups just aren't really necessarily managed well. Maybe they're inactive, like mine, or they're teaching concepts that aren't actually helping you develop the skill set and increase your courage and confidence, your calmness in how you present the content that you do. That's what I want to offer some here on the YouTube channel as like maybe some demonstration videos with myself and other people, how they leverage a specific tool or a social media platform, or how they create automations or funnels or course content, not from all the experts, but us collectively working together. Then the second level of this would be the paid membership community that I'd like to bring together for you, which would include opportunities for collaborative efforts where we are meeting to brainstorm together on ideas, to get feedback on with some specific parameters. So not just a free for all, not just a, hey, everybody go read my blog post or see my video. That is not what is in my mind for the community that I want to create. It would have the opportunities for the brainstorming and also opportunities to collaborate, to share your knowledge with one another, to ask questions relative to the type of content or the tool that you want to use, and see who can help one another in that arena, as well as time to connect, to allow space for who you are, how you're growing and developing as an individual, as an individual who identifies as a Christian, who's bringing content out into the world, who's using the gifts God gave them, God put within you. God gave you amazing gifts. God may have given you a vision and a desire to reach people with a message. There's also the reality that sometimes when we believe God has given us a vision for a message, we jump to all the ways that should look, what the outcome we think is that it should be, or maybe even kind of this underlying belief that because God gave us a vision, that it has to be accepted by other people, it has to be for this particular purpose, and that is not necessarily the case. When we have that information from God, when we sense that God is leading us to something specific, or we're noticing a gift within ourselves, it's time to steward it, to develop it, to improve our skills, to improve how we bring that information to another person, and to be able to connect well with the people we're serving. So that is understanding where they're coming from, understanding what their need actually is, because it's not about God gave us some information, now we're just going to make sure it's out there and everybody needs to come. They may not. In this community, I want to create a space where we can actively ask for encouragement and support for when we're struggling with things like that, or struggling with the messages, struggling with online trolls and people who are just being unkind. That can start to tear us down, especially when, let's say, somebody puts a comment on your site or a video content or whatever, and it's kind of tearing you down. If that language hits a core belief or experience that impacts your life, it hits a raw place, a more vulnerable and tender place. And it may impact you more deeply than it would somebody else. Community is a great place to receive connection so that you have new energy, new levels of confidence to show up with the gifts that God has given you, to show up with a fine-tuned presentation of the message and the call in your life. I'd love to see that in you. When I started Rise Up Writers, I was looking to provide this kind of soul encouragement and also equipping for writers, specifically people who wrote blogs, articles, and books. Since that got put on hold, and there is still the free community, so there can be some engagement there, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But for now, I want to dive deeper with people who are creating content and who identify as a Christian, who say, I follow Christ. The reason I say it that way, using that language and those terms, is because this concept, this whole Creator Life Collective, is not about everybody sending out messages that are necessarily directly about Christ. Because you might have an Etsy shop and you need to do some social media marketing, or you need to figure out how to pull together different resources to ship, to manage finances, etc. You may be an art teacher, or some of my favorites, like in the coloring channels. I love some of the people who have great YouTube channels on adult coloring. gel pens and colored pencils and markers and all those things. That's something I enjoy. Your gift is the one that God has put within you. How you use that gift, how you allow your gift to reach others in a way that sparks enjoyment, inspiration, encouragement, entertainment even, that's a way of sharing Christ with the world. We have a lot of other voices and sources out there that provide great content, but sometimes there's these character elements that start to show up that are really concerning or whatever. There can be subtle messages in some of the content we receive. I want to see Christians providing quality content and growing in courage and strength as they do it, gaining that support, the knowledge, and the information so that they can grow and do quality work. So I hesitate in saying that sometimes because there's also this element of a lot of us who want to get it all right, who want to try to do the right things and trying to make sure that everything is perfect. Not about perfection. This is a place of growth. My main channel is my name. It's Jolene Underwood. And as you can see in the logo that I still have on this particular video, it's about growing a cultivated life. So the main channel is about developing who you are and how you show up for life or how you experience life. And I like to put life in all caps because it's a sense of vibrancy, fullness, aliveness that is part of living more fully as the person God created you to be, as that design of God within you that is unique, that has different elements that are just different from other people. And when you don't have someone else to show you how to show up as the unique person you are, it can feel scary, vulnerable. But together, it's a beautiful picture. And I want to bring that forth in this world. So the Jolene Underwood is for more of the growth coaching and development, personal development. I also call those two areas soul stewardship and self-stewardship. And that channel is going to talk about things more like emotional health, relational nutrients, that's a concept from Dr. John Townsend, practical ways of applying spiritual principles that help us develop a strong core and increase our calmness and our confidence so that we do show up well in whatever areas of life God has for us. So if you're a content creator, this is also a place for you. And then I have a third passion that I just mentioned briefly because I don't know if it's going to have its own YouTube channel or not. There's also some limitations with how many channels you can have, and I'm working some of that tech stuff out right now. Would have loved some help or someone who could have told me the things I didn't know before I spent hours trying to figure it out. One of the reasons I hope this group is helpful for you, because I think it'll be helpful for me too. But the other one is called Connected Church Care or the Connected Church Care Network. And that whole vision is around increasing in faith communities, kind of deepening the way that we connect with one another. That is, creates more vulnerability and safety and deeper heart level connection. That is also trauma informed, abuse informed, so that all these people that are coming into church and looking for the support and connection, or they're coming to pastors and asking for help and people aren't equipped to provide it, or the people within the church don't know how to be really present and provide meaningful exchanges with one another. That's a whole nother initiative. All three of these tie together with this one line of the passion that I have for you as a Christian. I love helping weary Christians breathe again. Whether you're weary from trying to get it all right, overwhelming seasons of life, stress, trauma, spiritual, emotional abuse, church hurt and church harm, that'd be more of all my main content. In here, whether you're weary of doing this alone, trying to figure out and navigate all the things online, let's bring some energy to that. Let's bring some support, connection, collaboration, and community to the work that you're doing. And then also, there's a weariness for people who are passionate about improving care within a church because it's very difficult to bring that information into church structures at times. through leadership or to bring training to like community group leaders, which is kind of more my zone. But other people are doing all kinds of different programs out there. And so I'd like to bring a network of people together so that we also have support when we're trying to bring this content to our church community, faith communities. I look forward to seeing you on this channel. I want to hear what you're working on, what you're excited about. I want to stay in contact with you so that you know about new videos and the upcoming community, or maybe just occasional emails with some encouragement and a prayer, meeting you where you're at. For you to be able to be included in that, please make sure that you like this video. That helps the YouTube algorithms know, hey, this is helpful for me. Maybe it'll be helpful for somebody else. And then subscribe if you want to stay up to date on new content that's coming. And also, the email information is always the best way to make sure you're staying in touch on all the things. And you can do that by going to joleneunderwood.com/subscribe. You can choose any of the newsletters there. Just choose the Creator Life Collective if this is the topic that you're interested in. If you're interested in more than one, you may have to fill out a couple of different forms. That's the best I can do right now in the subscription stuff, but I have that option available to you. And I really do look forward to hearing what is on your heart. Where do you need help? What questions do you have? Are you confused with all the AI tools out there? Do you not even know where to start when it comes to social media, developing a platform because you have something you want to offer to other people and you need to find a way to reach them? Let's grow together. Grow, and go. Growing together is amazing. So I look forward to providing that for you, and I look forward to seeing you on this channel real soon. Take care.